Rui Gonzalez de Clavijo of Castile was sent by his king, Enrique III, to Central Asia to meet the most prominent potentate of his time. His party set sail from Cadiz on the 22nd of May in 1403 of the Common Era, and arrived via Constantinople, Trebizond, Tabriz, and Tehran in Samarkand on the 4th of September in 1404. Here are a few excerpts from the diary of his time spent in Samarkand. The justice inflicted upon this great man caused terror amongst the people, and the same punishment was ordered to be inflicted upon another man who had interceded for this magistrate. A counselor of the Lord, named Barado Mirza, asked for his pardon if he paid a sum of 400,000 bezants of silver, each bezant being equal to a silver rial. The Lord approved of this, and when the man had given all he had, he was tormented to give more. And as he had no more, he was hung up by the feet until he was dead. He also ordered justice to be executed upon certain traders who had sold meat for more than it was worth, and upon shoemakers and other traders were fined for selling their goods at a high price. The custom is that when a great man is put to death, he is hanged, but the meaner sort are beheaded. In this city of Samarkand, there is much merchandise which comes every year from Cathay, India, Tartary, and many other parts. And as there is not a place for the orderly and regular display of the merchandise for sale, the Lord ordered that a street should be made in the city with shops for the sale of merchandise. This street was commenced at one end of the city and went through to the other. He entrusted this work to two of his mirzas and let them know that if they did not use all diligence to complete it, working day and night, their heads should answer for it. These mirzas began to work by pulling down such houses as stood in the line by which the Lord desired the street to run. And as the houses came down, their masters fled with their clothes and all they had. Then, as the houses came down in front, the work went on behind. This great work was finished in 20 days, which was very wonderful. And the owners of the houses which were pulled down went to certain Kairis, who were friends of the Lord, and one day when they were playing at chess with the Lord, they said that as he had caused those houses to be destroyed, he ought to make some amends to the owners. Upon this, he got into a rage and said, "This city is mine, and I bought it with my money, and possess the letters for it, which I will show you tomorrow. And if it is right, I will pay the people as you desire." When he had spoken, the Kairis were afraid, and they were surprised that he did not order them to be killed or punished for having thus spoken. And they replied that all that the Lord did was right, and that all his commands ought to be obeyed. Given the terrible severity of these royal commands for those below, one would expect a Muslim ruler to have a corresponding concern for the commands of the one above. Here we see that concern in plain sight, as it were. The Lord ordered a great feast to be prepared, and the ambassadors were invited to it, and many people were assembled. In this feast, the Lord gave an order that wine should be drunk. But the people are not allowed to drink wine publicly nor in secret without permission. The wine is given after dinner, and they serve it out in such quantities and so often that it makes the men drunk, and they do not consider that there is either pleasure or festivity without being drunk. And those who do not wish to drink the wine are told that they insult the Lord, at whose request they drink. They give the cups full, and they must not leave any wine in them. And if they leave any, the attendants will not take the cup from them, but make them drink it all. They drink from one cup once or twice, and if they are called upon, to drink by their love of the Lord, or by the Lord's head, they must drink it all at one pull without leaving a drop. They call the man who drinks the most wine Bahadur, which is as much as to say a valorous man, and he who does not drink is made to do so, although he does not wish it. This house and garden are very beautiful, and on this occasion the Lord was very jovial, and he drank wine as well as those who were with him. Kano, the wife of Timur Beg, came to this feast, and sometimes the company drank wine, and at others they drank cream and sugar. After the drinking had lasted a long time, Kano called the ambassadors before her and gave them to drink with her own hand. And she importuned Rui Gonzalez for a long time to make him drink, for she would not believe that he never touched wine. The drinking was such that some of the men fell down drunk before her, and this was considered very jovial, for they think that there can be no pleasure without drunken men. The meaning of Timur Beg is Iron Lord. The son of a Turco-Mongol nobleman, he began his career as a military leader by making raids on travelers and neighboring settlements, stealing their horses, sheep, and cattle. Brave, intelligent, and ruthless, he rose from post to position, from one triumph to the next, until he possessed an empire stretching over most of Central and Western Asia, an empire that disintegrated not long after his death. He is famous for his pyramids made from thousands of skulls, and his conquests of Khwarezm and Iran, and his raids into Armenia, Anatolia, Syria, Iraq, Russia, and India were legendary not only for the scale of his victories, but for the devastation, death, and misery he inflicted. Many of the areas he invaded took generations or even centuries to recover. It is estimated that Timur Beg was responsible for the death of around 17 million people, most of them Muslims, during his 35 years of campaigning. He was not as prolific in this department as Genghis Khan, who massacred around 40 million. But Napoleon, with 3.5 million souls to his account, has the look of an infant by comparison. He called himself the Sword of Islam, though his real motivation was to restore the glory of the Mongol Empire. Thief, brigand, mass murderer, tyrant, and wine drinker. You would think that our Muslims would be ashamed to know him. Yet he is described as a patron of the arts and a practicing Sunni Muslim, taking the advice of the Hanafi scholar Abdul Jabbar Khwarazmi, and under the influence of his spiritual mentor Sayyid Baraka. Worse yet, we have monuments to him in Shahrizabz, formerly Kish, his hometown, in Samarkand, and in Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan, where he is revered as the nation's hero. A museum was dedicated to him in 1996 to celebrate his 660th anniversary. And the president of Uzbekistan had this to say: "If somebody wants to understand who the Uzbeks are, if somebody wants to comprehend all the power, might, justice, and unlimited abilities of the Uzbek people, their contribution to the global development, their belief in the future, he should recall the image of Emir Timur." Consider what this means for the state the Muslims find themselves in today. Ever since the time of Muawiyah, and increasingly so with each passing century, Muslims have experienced Islamic government in the form of megalomaniac rulers, citizens terrorized with the constant threat of death, generosity to foreign ambassadors, cruel, arbitrary punishments for minor crimes, merciless treatment of defeated peoples, sycophantic poets and scholars, and all of it dressed up in religious terms and titles. Our rulers ignored the sacred, eternal rules of Allah that enjoin mercy, justice, and humility. Instead, they took all that they could get from this world with both hands, including the company of Muslim clergy who were only too eager to bless and pray for them. Is it any wonder that our present-day Muslim countries are so demoralized, disunited, and unfamiliar with the basic principles of public justice, catering to tourists while their people yearn to leave the lands of Timur for the infidel West? We can talk about the Islamic State all we want, but as long as we continue to take pride in monsters and murderers, and Timur was only one in a long line of them, some of whom are alive today, our Muslims, dreaming of unbridled power, and our non-Muslim listeners, horrified by what that power could mean for them, will be on opposite sides of a deep, dark chasm. Muslims may have to drink from the cup of our current humiliation for many more centuries before we are ready to cross to the other side. Have we learned our lesson finally? That our lust for power and abuse of it was our undoing and the cause of our present misery? Or do we want more from what we had before? When we pray for Nasrum min Allahi wa Fathun Qareeb, are we secretly hankering for another Iron Lord?